Princess Gravelet, known as Blondin, crossed the Niagara Falls on a tightrope that was 335 meters or 1,100 feet long and 49 meters or 160 feet above the water. The Exler's diamond, which weighed 995 carats, was the largest uncut diamond ever found to that time. Was discovered in the De Beers mine at Jaggers Font, Orange Free State. An enormous aerial explosion, presumably caused by a comet fragment colliding with Earth, flattened approximately 2,000 square kilometers or 500,000 acres of pine forest near Potokini Tunguska River in central Siberia. American author Margaret Mitchell published Gone with the Wind, a sweeping romance set during the Civil War. The novel later won a Pulitzer Prize and was adapted into a hugely successful film. The world's first emergency telephone number, 999, was launched in London. The Belgian government undertakes to apply to German, British, French, and American products the same relief from quotas granted to the Oslo's Convention states. Zaire, formerly Belgian Congo, and now the Democratic Republic of Congo, declared its independence from Belgium. The National Organization for Women, also known as NOW, was founded with the mission of promoting equal rights for women. Betty Friedan served as its first president. We're now going to touch base with the Soviet Union when a space mission ends in tragedy. 3 Soviet cosmonauts who served as the first crew of the world's first space station passed away when their spacecraft depressurized during re-entry. On June 6th, the cosmonaut Georgy Dubovsky, Vladislav Volkov, and Viktor Patsvatsky were launched into space aboard Soyuz 11 on a mission to dock and enter Salyut 1, the Soviet space station that had been placed in orbit in April. This spacecraft successfully docked with the station, and the cosmonauts spent 23 days orbiting the Earth. On June 30th, they left Site 1 and began re-entry procedures. When they fired the explosive bolts to separate the Soyuz 11 re-entry capsule from another stage of the spacecraft, a critical valve was jerked open. 100 miles above the Earth, the capsule was suddenly exposed to the nearly pressureless environment of space. As the capsule rapidly depressurized, Pacific tried to close the valve by hand but failed. Minutes later, the cosmonauts were dead. As a result of the tragedy, the Soviet Union did not send any future crew to Silent 1, and was more than 2 years before they attempted another manned mission. American swimmer Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympic athlete with 28 medals, was born. In Bowers v. Hardwick, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled 5-4 that states would criminalize gay sex between consenting adults. The decision was overturned by Lawrence v. Texas in 2003. American musician and recording company executive Chet Atkins, who was a major figure in country music, often credited with developing the Nashville sound of the 1960s, died in Nashville. Brazil defeats Germany in Men's World Cup Soccer Championship by a score of 2-0. New U.S. rules drastically reduce the frequency with which U.S. citizens may visit relatives in Cuba, and restricting the amount of goods that can be remitted to relatives go into effect. While at the DMZ, President Donald Trump walked into North Korea to greet its leader, Kim Jong-un, thus become the first sitting U.S. president to visit that country.